men aren't approaching women anymore. It's like going out in the rain and going, I keep getting wet in this rain. It's like, get an umbrella.
Right.
Like, what you're saying is true. I hope you're having fun patting yourself on the back for sounding cool with your hot take. It ain't helping you.
Right. Adapt or die.
Adapt or die. That's the new merch.
Yes.
Adapt or die. Adapt or let that go dry.
Hello and welcome back to the U Up podcast. I'm Jordana Abraham.
And I am Jared Freed. It is so good to be back here with you, Jordana. Welcome back to the studio. It's been a while.
Yes.
Or
welcome back
to
to
me.
you. I was going to say, where have I been? Welcome back to both of us.
To the U Up
Yes.
podcast. Welcome back.
It's
to
been
the U Up
almost a month.
podcast. It's been a month.
Has it been a full month?
I think it's been a month.
Yeah.
I feel excited to tape today.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see you. I'm excited to see the whole team here.
We have so much to talk about. I mean, we broke down a lot of your Australia trip on our benefits episode.
There's only one place to start. You got a dog. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Please give us the lowdown on the. I'm sure this will be a benefits episode. We got to make money off of this dog any way we can.
I mean, someone's got to pay for this dog walker.
So sign up for You Up with benefits. I talked about my Australian trip and gave some, the feelings that came off of that. So you can see that's waiting for you. But we're gonna obviously have a dog episode. But tell us about the dog.
The dog is wonderful.
Are you happy?
I'm obsessed with this dog.
Oh, I knew
the dog
it.
and I are obsessed with each other.
Really? That's what everyone says.
I mean,
by the way,
I don't know how to describe it.
The dog takes to you more than Mike.
Yes, definitely.
Okay,
the dog is trailing me, around the house. He follows me.
Love it. What's
everywhere.
the dog's name?
His name is Ronnie.
Well, this was my first question.
Yes.
So I hear from everyone talking behind your back.
Okay. So what shitter is everyone talking?
Middle name.
Oh,
the dog has a middle name.
The middle name is Ronnie Magro's last name.
Oh, Ronnie from Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Ronnie Magro
Marinelli. I mean, it's really just Ronnie Marinelli.
He's very cute.
He's so little. He looks bigger, even in pictures, than he even is in person.
Peeing in the house. How's the training going so far? This is
okay.
Day one.
Day one, didn't pee, didn't poop in the house at all, and
he was solidifying the sale. He didn't want that other dog getting.
Seriously, I go to Mike that night.
Him.
I'm like, Mike, did we just get the smartest, most incredible dog alive? Is this a genius?
Right. Ronnie.
All right. Yeah. I feel like I'm so proud. It's weird. I get proud. I feel like I birthed him from my body.
Listen, this is, you get it right away. These dog people.
I become the person that I hate.
Right.
Day two.
This is the hard part for me. I have to now
you have to
deal with the dog
you have to make fun of me behind my back with the dog people.
I have to find new people to text.
Yes. I'm still
listen,
cool.
I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you and Mike.
Yes.
The dog is extremely cute.
Yeah, it helps because the second day he has peed he hasn't taken a shit in the house yet, but he has peed.
That's coming.
a few times.
Okay. And are we doing the mats? Are you gonna?
No, I'm not encouraging the indoor.
To me,
peeing.
when I see the mats, when I have dated women, the pee pads gross me out.
Gross.
And it always seems like it's a crutch.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm not getting in that game.
Yeah, don't get in that game.
Also, the dog is going to be pretty big one day. That's kind of also
so it's a
golden retriever.
A golden, yeah. It's going to be a big dog.
It's going to be a big dog. And Mike, I have to say, it's been very interesting. I mean, we've had this dog 3 days, so we'll see how things evolve. But
it feels like it's been a month.
It does feel like it's been a long time because I was home. I worked from home yesterday, so I was it was just me and him. And I was like, wow, it is hard to be a stay-at-home mom.
Right.
It was
it's a lot to do.
It's been hard, but it is vastly made easier by having someone else there to help with it.
Oh my God. And the cost of college keeps going up.
Seriously.
So you got to keep making that money.
Yeah.
And make
both
sure
of us, we got to just make sure we can find someone to support this dog. But it is funny to see because Mike and I have been together 7.5 years, never had anything to take care of together.
Right.
So you immediately start seeing parenting style.
And how's he doing? How does he?
He is much more of a disciplinarian than I am.
Really?
He is a rule guy, I think.
So he's an accountant too.
He's providing a lot of structure.
Right. The structure. There's debits and credits. And also you need that for a dog. You can't in the beginning.
I appreciate it.
In the beginning, he can't be wooed by how cute he is.
Yeah. Well, that's what he keeps telling me.
Right.
He's he's trying to make sure we don't start any bad habits, but
Can't teach an old dog new tricks. This is like the saying.
Like literally
yeah.
everything, because the dog is so cute. Like he sleeps, but he's also a puppy, so he sleeps like 20 hours a day. And I'd be like, "Can I wake him up? I just want to play with him." He'd be like, "Don't touch the dog."
Right.
Let sleeping dogs lie.
Right.
There's like
all
every
the lines,
single
they all have
every single line. But the best part of this, and women accuse men of doing this all the time, and so I'm glad to really even the score, is that I've used weaponized incompetence to get Mike to stay up with the dog all night.
What do you mean?
So
I don't know. Do we do this?
yeah, so basically, like that's kind of like what a lot of women say that men do, so they don't have to like help with shit around the house. Is like, oh, I don't know how to load the dishwasher. You're better at loading the dishwasher. You're better at doing this kind of thing, right?
Oh, I've done this before.
And so because I'm more lax and I'm more like, not following the rules as much, he won't let me stay up with the dog, because you have to take him out in the middle of the night because his bladder is so small.
Right.
So you have to like take him out
at like
you have to
4
wake,
a.m. or something.
Which is why the first few weeks are so hard, because like every 3 hours or something like that.
Right. So you got off the hook.
Right. So he's like, I know, because when you put him back in the crate after he's out,
He cries.
And he's like, I know you're gonna like play with him or take him into the bed, and like we can't be
You're
setting
gonna break.
that. Yeah, you're gonna break. So he like wouldn't let me do it, and I was like, great. I'm
Great
sleeping
move
like
out of
8
you,
hours. So yeah, I've really weaponized this coddling of the dog.
Right. No, good for you. We're all happy for you as a You Up community.
Thank you.
The dog, I'm sure, will be wearing its Is That My Wife hat at some point.
Oh, I've got to start doing all the crazy, cheesy shit.
Yeah, you got to dress it up. You got to live it up.
Yeah,
Live
I mean,
out
I've
loud.
got to start exploiting him
Yes,
immediately.
I'm happy for
Thank
you.
you. I'm
The
sure
dog,
we'll get more into it on the benefits.
We'll definitely get more
yeah.
into it. I'm sure there's more stories to come. I have brought a gift for
Ooh.
the studio. Felt like we have to dress up this studio a little bit.
Let's hear it.
I bought for the You Up podcast studio, grow a boyfriend, grow a girlfriend.
Oh wow, is this what they do in Australia?
This is how they get married in Australia. And I thought we could put this out in the studio because we're all looking to grow a significant other.
Oh wow.
Both literally and metaphorically. So I brought this back. I always get accused of not bringing back gifts.
You do. I mean, usually people bring back like candy or
things that are native to the.
So things that are native to the country. I thought that's what you were bringing, like
No.
Australian toffee or something.
These will go up. These will be out.
Where
in
did
the
you get
background.
that?
And then I got you a gift for your new home.
Oh wow.
So I
oh my
know
God,
that you
it's
are.
Christmas came early.
That's right. I know your aesthetic at your home is very important to you.
Yes.
I went to Hamilton Island, which is like this beautiful island in Australia. Google it if you don't know, because I didn't know it. And I got you a magnet to put on your fridge.
Wow.
This is from Hamilton Island, the famous Hamilton Island titties. And you're going to put this on your fridge in your home and have it out for all your fancy dinner parties and
Wow,
founders meetings.
This is the exact aesthetic.
I knew that when I saw that, I thought of you, Jordana. I was in this shop in the airport.
Oh my God,
and I was
you need a girlfriend like immediately, I think. This is how you become that like older man.
Right. Because I was
The guy who's like, this is how you become from you to like whistling at women on the street.
What's up, toots?
Wow.
Thank
you.
I was in this airport shop and I see this magnet and I'm like, this is the dumbest magnet. Like, in what world is someone buying a titties magnet?
I mean, she's got a great physique.
And then I saw a second one. I was like, I'll get it for Jordana for her new home.
Wait, so you have one also?
I got one also.
Does it look like this?
Exactly the same.
You had this one for your apartment.
Bigger titties.
Oh
I
my
took the bigger titties. I mean, come on. I didn't think I wanted to,
Wow, yes.
I have a taste.
This is the souvenir of a man who is ready for a long-term relationship, right?
I saw that and I was like, this is the dumbest thing I've I don't know. I was like, why would they sell this?
Right.
I like buying dumb magnets, but this was, I mean, when I saw grow a boyfriend, grow a girlfriend, I was like, this is in the nature of our show. Like, this
I
is
love
like
it. Who
what
is
we
that
do.
for?
We're trying to grow a girlfriend. We're trying to grow a boyfriend.
Yes.
But I don't know why this was in the shop at the airport in Hamilton Island. Like, I have no idea
Is Hamilton Island like a brothel that you visited?
I guess so.
Okay. The Grow a Girlfriend has little slogans on it, and it says, I love Sunday footy. I won't cost you a cent. No dating. No more nagging.
Oh my God.
Just
It is offensive.
Did you go to Australia or like
Listen,
somewhere
it's
where women don't have any rights?
It's the land of no worries. What does the man one say?
Okay, the man one says, I never snore. I don't talk, I just listen.
Okay.
Let's go shopping all day. And babe, you're always right. Oh my God.
So this is, I just thought it was fun to get something stupid from I think I will have a collection
sweet.
from now on.
Yeah.
I mean,
Are you going to grow a girlfriend in
no,
your house?
no, I want to
you're
put
leaving
this
it here.
out.
Okay.
I want to put it in the studio. We
Oh,
put
you
it
want
in
to
the
leave
background.
it in the
Yeah, put it like we can grow a boyfriend, grow a
We'll see if it
girlfriend.
goes with the You Up approved aesthetic.
So I'm back. I got shows. If you're in Nashville or Rochester, I got shows there, and then I'm kind of gearing up for a fall tour. So we're putting it off.
Where are you going?
Everywhere. But I gotta have a set to do. So like I'm kind of in between. Like I feel like I'm just working on stuff. So, but I'm having fun.
What is your new stuff about?
I'm traveling alone.
Okay.
I've been
I like that.
But I think it's more about just being single and getting older. But that was kind of like what my stuff was like before. But I don't know. I think I have a more thoughtful approach to it. I would hope.
You should do a bit about your experience growing a girlfriend from Water Bowl.
What else is happening?
And you're doing a Nashville little tour.
Nashville.
Right?
I'm doing
like a mini tour.
I'm doing like.
I mean to call it a little tour. You know what I mean?
Well,
like
5 nights in a row of like working on new shit. That's what I'll do in Rochester. That's what I'll do in Nashville. I'm doing shows around New York. But I'm like really right now I'm dealing with the book and I'm dealing with the special. We're editing it. So it's we're almost there with the special.
I saw a rough cut. It looks great.
It looks good.
I'm sure it's only going to look even better.
I think it keeps getting better. So otherwise, that's what I got. And we're doing a live show.
Oh yeah, we're perhaps most important of all for this show. You guys can come see us live.
Come live, live show, You Up Live. It's on April 30th at the Palladium Theater in Times Square. So everyone's favorite New York City neighborhood. Everyone go to Times Square, get together with your crew, and we play games. We do, we take emails, we take audience questions, we play Red Flag or Deal Breaker. We give dating app makeovers, petty or prudent, all the games you know from the show, live, people from the audience. It has real stakes. It's always a blast. We haven't done one in a while.
Yeah, and we haven't done one, I think, almost 2 years. So we're fresh. We're ready to go.
We're back in the studio. We're practicing our dance moves. I've had my tap shoes on. We're really getting ready.
Yeah, and tickets are selling. So make sure you get your seat. Go to, I think it's betches.co/youuplive.
Okay.
And that'll take you right to the ticket website. And
it'll be on my website too,
I mean,
jaredfree.com.
Yeah, I mean, you've been on stage a lot. I haven't been on stage in a long time, but I'm pumped.
Buy the tickets now. Just get them. Assemble the group chat. As we say, this is a fun night for listeners and non-listeners alike.
We put together
we put together a show that could be really anyone could walk in off the street and have a great time. That's our goal. So get your tickets, and we need submissions. If you have something that you want discussed on stage, you want to come up on stage with us, and we love a screenshot. That's always fun. So
it is so much fun. It's so fun, such a unique experience to get to like go through someone's text with them on stage. We'll draft you a text for the person you're seeing if you're having some trouble with communication.
How about that woman that she got married to the guy?
Yeah, it could be you.
We texted. That could be you. So we can grow you a husband. And then I don't know what else. There's so much to go over. Like we just got back and I could talk for days, but like, should we just get into the show?
Let's just get into the show. And if you want to hear the nitty-gritty of the Australia trip, of the dog experience, subscribe to Benefits. We go deeper on these things, a little bit more of our personal life. You'll hear all of the dirty details.
Yeah, the Benefit shows are like more like diary entries, and this is us spouting off. And here's another thing. The YouTube is growing. I see it every week. The videos are getting more and more views. There is a community in the comment section, unlike any other community comment section. It's really cool and nice. And there's like feedback and good feedback and thoughtful. I really have been enjoying the YouTube experience, but we know we have a big listenership. And we're finding new people via Love is Blind recaps. We're finding these new YouTubers
Yes.
that are out there. So hello, YouTube, if that's how you
It's
enjoy
a whole
the show.
community. I mean, I feel like no one under the age of like 20 watches TV. They just watch YouTube.
Right. I mean, if you want it, it's there waiting for you, which is very nice. And we want subscribers and likes and all those things that cost you nothing that mean the world to us. So, what are we talking about today?
Should we just get right into our emails? Let's
jump right in.
Wow.
I got a lot to say. I came prepared.
Oh, wow. Notes?
I got
This is what
notes.
happens when you have 3 weeks
Had
off.
a lot of time. This is what happens when jet lag. You really start.
You're working.
You start working. You're like, I
you
gotta
were
fill the
saying
time.
you wake up at 5 a.m.
I woke up at 5 a.m.
Right.
So then I got a coffee and I started jotting down notes to try and help our dear listeners.
All right, let's
to help solve dating again.
worry not, listeners. Jared has
We're
been-
here for you.
We're here for you. Jared's been up early. We are about to solve all your dating problems. I'm going to read our first email.
We have some really good emails this week, I gotta say.
Great emails.
Let's do it.
All right. Hi, J&J. Big fan of all you do. I've been having a dating renaissance, and I've been intentionally single the past few years, working on myself and other things outside of dating. And I'm at a place where I know a relationship would make me happy. I wanted to get your take on meeting people IRL / in the wild. I feel like I see the narrative that men don't approach women anymore and that people are too reliant on the apps. So because of that, there are not as many in-person connections happening.
I have to say, I'm sorry to interrupt, but this is something that kind of frustrates me. Men don't approach women anymore. And it's like, yeah, you're right. You're right. There's a thing called the dating app. It has changed the nature of the game. It is weird to me, though, that it's put out there as this, like, look at all these loser men who can't go up to a woman. They're all scared. And it's like, I think it's not really talked about in the right phrasing to me.
How would you phrase it?
The tone of the conversation to me is fraudulent.
How would you phrase it?
There are dating apps now, so the game has changed from the 1980s when the only way to have sex was to go up to someone live in a bar.
Right. I mean,
Like,
they're disappointed in the, I guess, I actually,
in the
I mean,
reality
we've talked
of-
about this, the dating apps are better for men than they are for women.
Well, also, dating apps serve laziness, and men are lazier with dating generally than
Right.
women are. So, again, look at the listenership of this podcast. It's not 80-20 male to female. It's 80-20 female to male.
Mm-hmm.
So who's working on it? Who's on it? Who's thinking about it?
But it's right. It's made it easier for the people who aren't even thinking about it.
Right. And
That's
if you're-
frustrating.
And here's the thing, and I'll speak for myself, but I'm probably a lot like these guys who aren't approaching. You see someone in a bar and you go, I do approach women, but I'm also knowing that if I don't, it's not like I'm not trying at all.
It's not the only way to
Skin
do
a
it,
cat,
right? Yeah.
so to speak. So that is like this, but when it comes up, I think the saying men aren't approaching women anymore, if you're saying that, I think you're already not doing well yourself.
Okay.
Like, if those words come out of your mouth, like, you're also part of the problem. It seems like this, like,
Right. Well,
blame.
you're resisting what is what is now the norm, and so it's not really helping you. It's kind of what I'm hearing you say.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like
I mean,
going,
we just talked about this in terms of like having every sort of profession now has to create content as part of their job.
right.
Right.
You either create content
Yeah.
or you die.
Right.
So it's like,
If you're just sitting there complaining about how you have to create content, it's not helping anyone.
right. Good.
Yeah.
I guess you'll just be, homeless and poor and gone. It's the same, like it is the equivalent. Men aren't approaching women anymore. It's like going out in the rain and going, I keep getting wet in this rain. It's like, get an umbrella, bitch.
Right.
Like, what you're saying is true. I hope you're having fun patting yourself on the back for sounding cool with your hot take. It ain't helping you.
Right. Adapt or die.
Adapt or that's the new merch. What's that
Very
from?
upbeat.
A dating podcast?
Upbeat.
A fun dating podcast.
Yes.
Adapt or die. Adapt or let that pussy go dry.
Hot.
That's our new merch.
I do feel like there is some truth to that, but I occasionally have luck meeting men on a night out. Good.
I interrupted this email, and now I like this emailer. Because
Okay.
they're like, listen,
That being said,
acknowledge it. Let's move on.
yes. I've thought about it, and I feel like the reason I tend to have luck meeting men is because I unintentionally give them an in to talk to me. For example, I was out to watch the Eagles game one time, go Birds, and we couldn't hear the call that the ref made, so I asked the guy next to me. And not as a way to intentionally hit on him, but it did break the ice a bit and gave us an in to strike up a conversation after the game. Another time, a guy was eating a bag of chips, and I asked him if the bar was selling them. Turns out they were.
Look at that.
Riveting. Riveting stuff.
We are making fun of you,
yes.
but this person is hovering around
Yeah.
a beautiful point about meeting people in public.
I totally agree. She's giving people I'm making fun of her. She is giving people an in. So if they want to make a move, she's inviting them to do so.
Totally. These stories are helpful, but not entertaining. So it's like, how are the chips here? Good. And then it's like later they're fucking. It's like, okay, who cares that you're talking about chips?
Yeah.
You're in the game, baby girl.
Killing it. Again, my goal is not to approach men and lock them in a conversation, and I'm not going around introducing myself to each person at the bar. But sometimes I'm asking a question and it's left at that, which, like, no sweat. But I'm curious how I could use this approach in a more intentional way. I would like to hear your take on this. Is the way to cancel out the dating app culture and encourage more matches in real life to give people an in to talk to you? If so, what are some examples of ways to give men an in without being completely obvious? So how do we put ourselves out there to be approached? Any and all guidance would be appreciated. Thanks.
I love this emailer. They're bringing up something that I've actually been talking about for over a decade.
Okay.
Okay. And I actually talked about this on my podcast, TM. I gave it a name. It's called comment bait.
Okay.
Men are like sharks. They do swarm once there's a little bit of blood in the water. What is the blood in the water? It's you being open, fun. This is like the
Make it sound so dangerous.
It is dangerous because I'm changing the narrative here. The narrative is these weak men are too big a wusses to come up to women in the bar. And I would disagree because I'm a wuss.
Okay.
I'm a loser.
Are you? I feel like you.
I have my as the everyman who's speaking for men on this podcast. I have times I'm confident. I have times I'm not.
Okay.
Just like anybody. I have times where I see a woman in the bar and I'm like, oh, what am I gonna say? And then I have times I see a girl in the bar and I'm like, let me talk to this hot titty bitch. You know, I go both ways, right? I see those. I see those magnet titties and I run towards them. I'm just saying, like, this is the nature of human beings.
Right.
I did a show. I went out after the show. I was drinking with a few friends. And there was a woman there at the bar. And I went up to her and I was like, I literally went up to her. I go, I would feel badly if I didn't get your number. I just saw you.
Wow.
You guys seem fun and cute. And
I
I don't
love
know what
that.
you're doing. And I got her number. We
Okay.
texted for like 5 minutes. They went to another bar. I ended up going home because I had to like fly out early. But I did it.
Right.
You know, like to
And
say
you probably felt really good after it worked.
like my balls were huge. Like I felt like a man, you know, like
Yeah.
I think it's just all about like a mindset and like also you have to be like up for it. You have to have the energy. Guys, and this is the problem with dating apps. It has made us believe that men with no energy have energy.
Okay.
To go out.
Because it's easy to text someone from your couch on a dating app.
Absolutely. To go out, the people that like went out and like got women like back before the internet were like, they'd have to go out every night.
Yeah.
Like they'd have to like spend money, go, you know, put out energy,
Shower,
go out. Like to the amount of legwork, physical legwork was real. Nowadays with the apps, again, you can opt for the laziness. I can be in the bar. Swiping is being in a bar.
Right.
So I think I call this the comment bait because what you're doing is being a talkative, fun person. If you just say, how are the chips here? They got chips here? That is like a talkative person.
I agree. I think that that's why I was almost confused by the question because I was like, she's already doing it. Like she's
Right.
asking almost how to do something that she's just demonstrated in the email that she knows how to do.
Right. I think she wants, you know, encouragement.
More intentional. Like,
Well-
are you looking for a relationship? Like, what would be more intentional? A way to strike up a conversation.
Well, but that's the thing that she's like, you know, because of the dating apps are under the umbrella of we are here to date. So when you're in a bar, like the umbrella is we are here to have drinks. Some people might be married. Some people might be in relationships. So it's like, it's just less. Like the dating apps are more and extra.
Right.
And in person is just going to be less. It's the difference between putting sugar in your coffee and sweet and low. Sweet and low is going to be like really sweet because it's synthetic. The dating apps is going to be a lot of matches because it's synthetic.
Right.
You know, the sugar's real. The being out at a bar, that's real. So it's going to be less. It's going to be less sweet. It's going to be more chances. It's going to be more failure. So I was thinking about this because the reason I came up with comment bait is I did it and it failed. But I was in a Barry's boot camp class, and I'll never forget it. I was on a treadmill, and I'm next to this woman, and she was cute. And I was like, I want to talk to her. But I'm like, I don't know how to do it. So I was like, oh, man.
Were you looking for something to comment on?
I'm looking for something to comment on because I'm looking for her to like.
To see if she's leaning in or leaning out of the conversation. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's what you're looking for.
Yes.
I just need a little thing to see, does she like extend this conversation?
Yes.
Or totally just, and I said, I go, oh, this class is crazy hard. And she goes, what? And I go, it's pretty hard. She goes, yeah. And then just like turned to, and I'm like, okay.
Right.
Done.
I mean, that's the thing. That's what a no feels like when you do the comment baiting.
Right.
Right.
If she was into it, what does she say?
Do you come here a lot? It's my first time at this studio.
Right. And we
something to yes and. Yes.
A yes and, totally. And we don't realize, like, when you end up picking someone up in a bar, most number exchanges, most first dates that happen from in real life connections happen from, they sell chips at this bar. That's a real. So I actually wrote down some ideas for some comment bait.
Let's hear it.
Here are bar comment baits. What'd you get?
I like that.
What'd you get?
Yeah.
What kind of drink do you have?
And men use these too.
Oh,
yes.
Everyone.
Right, yes,
This is
yes.
Again, little blood in the water. Oh, I ordered a martini. Do they make them good here? You know, the first one wasn't great. You know, that's
hard to get a drink around here.
Hard to get a drink. Do they have food here?
Ooh.
That's a good one. I was here last week and it was dead. Look at this.
Look at that.
Okay, if it's crowded.
Okay.
Or
yes, I mean,
it's got to be crowded.
You've got to be able to you've got to be able to do your own assessment.
Right. Okay, we can go. It's dead. I was here last week and it was crowded.
And if you're writing these down, don't look at the list when you're asking them.
Right. Yeah, I can look at the list. Okay. What's your team?
There's
if
a TV
game on.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a good one. It's freezing in here. My nipples are like rocks.
No.
Okay. Well, or it's freezing in
Rejected.
here. Stop at that.
Vetoed.
Okay.
Vetoed.
Listen, we write to edit. Okay. I got some for group fitness classes.
Let's hear it.
Okay. You're in a group fitness class. This class is so hard.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
These are funny to say, but like if it works, you're welkies.
No, I agree. These are great ways because I understand as a woman feeling like you don't want to be like hitting on someone that's not your feeling. This is like a very light thing that's like, it doesn't feel like a big risk. It doesn't feel like you're really putting yourself out there.
Right. Okay, I got another one for the gym. I think I wore the wrong shoes.
What if she didn't wear the wrong shoes?
I'm just saying. Okay. I've never had to take
Can I borrow yours?
How about this one? I've never had to take a shit so badly in all my life.
No.
Okay.
No.
Some
veto.
work. Some
veto.
I'm
veto. Okay. Yeah, that's why I'm here.
Right. Thank you. So I'm saying the comment bait is small, but they're already doing it,
what
and
about
I love
coffee
that they're doing it. Coffee shop.
What'd you
could
get?
do the crowded one. What'd you get? I had their scones last week. They're amazing.
Do you ever get like actually hit on, like a very obvious come on?
I think I told this story that I was at a bar and a woman like waved me over and I was like, no, I'm good.
Right.
I did say, no, I'm good.
It was too much. Right. Like you were like a little dog.
Right. Like I can go over myself.
Jared. Jared.
Woo.
Come buy me a drink.
Right. That's exactly what it felt like. Come here. It's freezing in here. My nipples are hard.
Good boy. I was in line at Whole Foods the other day and the guy behind me was like, started speaking to me. He's like, big Whole Foods order. You got a lot of stuff, whatever it was. And my immediate feeling,
fatty, a lot of food there for you.
Immediate feeling was like a little bit of fear, and then I was like, oh, maybe he's just like a nice, friendly man, like an older man, like nice.
Or he's hitting on you. That was a comment bait.
Well, that's what. Then I was like, oh, maybe it's a comment bait. Maybe he's like he's trying to hit on me. I'm like, all right, is this guy about to ask me on a date? He goes, Do you mind if I use your Prime barcode?
He asked that.
Yeah, at the end of it, I was like, oh, wow, I'm at the age where I'm not getting hit on. I'm getting used for my Amazon Prime status.
It's also like, I don't like that.
Do you agree with me? My initial thought when anyone ever speaks to me in public is that there's some ulterior motive.
Right. And I guess to me, where this changes is these social areas, a bar,
Yes.
the coffee shop.
I definitely agree with that.
But I think the comment, this emailer.
I think you held practical, exact
comment
phrases.
bait.
Yes.
And if you have any scenarios where you want some comment baits,
Submit them. Submit your comments. We will let you know if they're good or weird. Maybe we could do weddings.
Weddings. How do you know the groom? How do you know the bride?
Are you going to get the flip-flops?
Right. How horrific is her dress?
The bride, right?
Ugh.
Let's do an awkward encounter. Do you want to read it?
This is a good one. J&J, I've got a head-scratching, awkward encounter for you both. Not too long ago, I matched with a guy on a dating app, and not too long after, we set up a first date. It was a good first date, but he didn't ask for my number that night, which I thought was strange since we had a good time. I thought maybe he just wasn't that into me. About 3 days later, we made brunch plans for the following Sunday. That Friday, I mentioned him that my friend was performing Saturday night at a salsa social. And I was debating going because the event was late and I hate coming back from the city so late alone. Some background information for context. I started dancing salsa almost 7 years ago, and it had even come up in conversation on our first date.
I feel like we get a lot of salsa dancers on the show.
Or it's one salsa listener that
Keeps writing in.
Could
be.
Because I was thinking the same exact thing as you. I was like, we either have a huge salsa community or this person's a fabulous writer with good ideas for show content.
Right, and they just keep getting picked.
Right. He mentioned he's taking classes too, and even mentioned an event he attended a few weeks earlier hosted by my friend's dance studio.
A salsa dancer meets another salsa dancer? Is it that popular?
I guess if you're in the community, you start to meet other
Is that how they
people.
met? I don't know. Anyway.
Knowing that he's been to a few socials, I asked him if he wanted to go with me. He said that'd be awesome and made plans to pick me up. Fast forward, it's Saturday night, he picks me up and we get to the venue. It's at a dance school in the city. He paid for our entrance, but once we were inside, I noticed his body language changed completely. He seemed either overwhelmed or nervous. I mean, yes, the salsa scene can be very intimidating. I never thought I'd say that. But this was one of the less intimidating events. I changed into my dance heels and I...
That sounds intimidating on itself.
One of the less intimidating salsa
Did you bring
events.
your shoes? Did you bring your salsa shoes? No? Get the fuck out.
And I asked him if he was okay. He said he was. Then he said he was probably not going to dance. So I suggested we go to a bar and come back when the performances start. He said it was okay and that we could stay. I danced with someone, and when I came back, he let me know he was overwhelmed, apologized for bringing me, and then he left. I asked if we were still on for brunch the next day. He said, yeah. I sent him a text soon after, sympathizing with the situation and confirming I'd see him at brunch. My friends were there that night, so I got a ride home. The next morning, he canceled. Screenshots below. I never heard from him again. It was all just very weird. One of my guy friends told me not to take it personally. He had a similar experience when he started dancing salsa, where he went to an event and was intimidated by the environment. He said the guy was probably embarrassed. My female friends think he probably saw someone he didn't want to see, and that's why he fled. He literally ran out of there. Maybe he didn't realize I'd know so many people there and got uncomfortable and anxious. Curious to hear your thoughts. A dancing queen bitch.
Is this the movie Along Came Polly?
It's wild.
Is this not this exact scenario from Along Came Polly?
It's very similar. That's why I had like a list of options of what could have happened. Right. And one of them is that he had to take a shit.
I mean, could be. Did they go for spicy food before?
Right.
That was like,
yeah,
it's literally what happens. He goes and then he's like, I can't do this. This is too much.
And leaves.
Yeah. Let's read the screenshots and then we can give some theories.
You be her, I'll be him.
Okay. I'm debating going dancing tomorrow night. My friend is performing at a social. It sounds fun, but I dislike commuting to the city at night. 90% of the time I don't go, but I'm on vacation mode. I also have to wake up early Sunday.
Damn, that sounds fun. Go. I can give you a ride home when you're done. Sweeten the pot, LOL.
How late do you work? Do you want to come with me?
That'd be awesome. I got out at 10. What time did you plan on going?
These things start late, so like getting there between 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. is pretty normal because performances are usually at 12 a.m.
Sweet. So I'll pick you up at 10:30.
Okay, that works. Here's the info. We'll just wear sunglasses at brunch, crying emoji, and she sends him a screenshot of like the information.
YOLO. My salsa is so, by the way, so you got to show me some of your moves.
Just have fun and don't hurt anyone in the process, LOL. Okay, then this is that night, post salsa. Seemingly,
After his freak out.
After he left. I really feel bad that you were feeling uncomfortable. Thank you for being honest. I completely understand. I really appreciate you coming tonight. Get home safe, and I'll see you at brunch.
So this is the next morning. Hey, good morning. Had some bad halal after and not feeling great. Gonna have to reschedule. I'm sorry.
Sorry to hear that. Feel better.
Kind of
More along came Polly.
Right.
Although he wouldn't admit it.
It's this is this ended with a thud.
Yeah.
You know, I feel for everyone involved.
What is your take as
What happened?
Yeah.
I wrote a list of things I thought might have happened.
Okay.
He's married.
Why would he want to go to the salsa in the first place?
And I wrote unlikely because he told you about the class he took with her friends. So like he's gotten too personal to be cheating
Why
on
go?
a wife. It just seems that's one option. I'm just saying.
Okay.
He saw an ex at the event and it kind of flustered him.
That's what I think
That's
the
what the
friend
friend
said,
said. Yeah,
right?
I'm with them on that.
Okay. You think that one's a likely scenario?
One of the options.
Okay.
Intimidated by the other dancers, which I just don't get.
He says he does salsa, even though he said his salsa is so-so.
So he was self-conscious about his salsa. Maybe he saw her dancing with this other man and he's like, I could never fuck you the way he could.
That's like the Along Came Polly kind
Right.
of thing, right? Or like
He had to take a dump, I wrote. That was the Along Came
yeah.
Polly. His old dance partner died in a freak accident during the regional salsa semifinals. And some thought it was due to his improper footwork, and he had a flashback and had to leave.
also possible. Yeah.
That was
But I mean, she gave him the opening to sort of tell her what the issue was
Right.
when she texted him. I think she did everything right here.
no, nothing was done wrong. It's just he got weird.
So you're not sure what do you think? You think the
I had
most
one more
likely
written.
scenario is that he saw someone that he knows they're an ex. But then why
Yeah.
not the next day?
Go
He
on the
seems
brunch
to, yeah,
date.
he seems to, I don't believe the halal thing.
Maybe he didn't, he got to know her a little bit and he was like, I don't really like, there's no connection here.
Yeah.
And that was also another way to get out.
Maybe he was on the fence and then he went and then he was like, not for me.
It's just like something I would never do is to be like midway through a date and just bail.
I don't know what it is. She didn't do anything wrong. I think it's kind of strange.
Keep dancing.
And also like he wasn't even really
Don't
communicating.
stop. Don't let this stop your feet from moving.
Yeah, so you'll find another salsa person. Would you date
But-
a dancer? Or do you think
Would
you would
I?
be? Would you be
Yeah.
intimidated?
I would need her to know that I have my own skills that I bring to the table.
Okay.
I
You would
I don't
need her
know.
to not expect that you could keep up in any way, shape, or form.
I would
with the
have
dancing.
to, the way we would do our dancing would, she would go dance on the dance floor by herself,
Yeah.
and I would watch like a drug dealer, like, like I would just
Like a
sit
predator.
there. Right? Yeah, I would sit there with my big hat with a big feather and my big white suit, and I'd smoke a big cigar
Yeah.
while I watched her dance.
I don't know. You've stumped us, listeners. We finally have a question we can't answer.
We can't solve dating today.
Not.
We're gonna say it anyways, but let's do another email.
All right. Hi, J&J, new listener, 34 male and happily married to a pop culture maven who recently introduced me to the pod. Now I listen to more episodes than she does.
What up, bro?
Love to hear it.
Love it.
My friend, however, my loser friend, however, went through a divorce a year ago. This was a so-called starter marriage to a younger gal that lasted less than 6 months, and no one was particularly surprised when it dissolved.
What's a starter marriage?
I think we're about to find out.
Oh.
Now he's looking to get back into serious dating. He feels compelled to tell every lady that he's divorced on a first date, if not in the pre-date texting stage. He has not had much success, and I fear it's because he's scaring girls off. I'm not sure if it's because he's bringing up something serious too early or clearly exposing that he's not emotionally ready to start casually getting to know each other, but I think it's giving girls the ick. Not the fact that he's divorced, just the fact that he's bringing it up so early. I guess he doesn't explain what the starter marriage is, but we can get into it.
So we went and Googled, and a starter marriage is lasts less than 5 years and has no kids.
Okay.
I was once dated a divorce attorney, and she called any divorce between two people with no kids a fancy breakup.
I could see that.
Which was like a nice way of putting
Expensive breakup. Let me finish the email and then I'll give my thoughts
Sure.
here. Question for you. What's the longest appropriate period one can go without revealing a previous marriage? My own flippant answer is 12 hours of dates, 6 2-hour dates, 3 4-hour dates. What say you? Signed, a burly Jew who cried more during Jared's special in Tarrytown than I have in years.
Well, thank you, burly Jew.
My thought is anyone who would describe their first marriage as a starter marriage, I think that would be more the ick than the fact that they were married before. I think it's like unbecoming to be like talking about it like that.
Right.
I think he's I think he's making this like his bit on the date.
I agree with
Because
you.
he says he talks about it immediately.
And if that's the case, right, it's not that you have baggage. Everyone is holding baggage.
Yes.
It's how do you describe the bags you're holding? Now, if you're holding baggage and you go, this is my fucking luggage, I don't want to talk to you. And if you go, well, yeah, I got these bags and
here's how I got them.
Right.
And here's, how I'm going to bring them to the next place I go to.
Right. And here's what's inside of them. Like so the friend who's writing in, and I appreciate their email, they come to this 12-hour conclusion of like 3 dates and 6 hours. I disagree with them. Mm-hmm. I think
it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
It's what you, and again, and I do think like on the app, I would assume it's too early. Like if you're meeting someone on a dating app or if it's over text before you meet.
Yeah.
I think before you meet, it's all, it's all fun and games. Then I see if I'm having such a nice vibe with them over text that we should get a drink together. And then I can find out more. And I do think, especially 30 and above, every first date has a how'd you get here section of the date. Mm-hmm. And I think it is a section of the date I love to have. How did you get here? Because if you're single and in your 30s, there's a story 99% of times. And maybe your non-story is the story.
Right.
I was not really worried about dating and it wasn't really something that occurred to me. And
still a story. Yeah.
Still a story. And it's like, I can always tell from that how'd we get here conversation if this person is like, ready to date or not. Because if you're sitting there going, I would never talk about my past relationships on a first date, it is my opinion, and this is just one person, that you're not ready to date. That you are still angry about something and it's something you need to unpack.
I agree. I think that is not his friend's issue is not that he talks about the divorce so quickly. I think my hunch, and again, we're not on the date, we're not hearing from the friend, we're hearing from the person who's writing in. Mm-hmm. My hunch is the way that he's describing this marriage comes off immature and icky.
Right. No,
that's
I totally agree.
That's my feeling, because if the way the friend is describing it, that he was married to a much younger gal that lasted less than 6 months, and he's calling it a starter wife, it doesn't sound like he's really having an intimate conversation about this experience. It sounds like he's like making like almost like a creepy joke out of it.
Right. And to go back to exactly what I was just saying, like he obviously like is not over it.
Yeah.
Like if he hasn't had a real world conversation with himself where he's like, it was really at the time it was done passionately and kind of immaturely. And then we get married and we realize we were two different people and it like happened pretty quickly. And I'm happy to fail quickly as opposed to having a kid together and, putting someone else through that. Like that's a way to talk about this.
Totally.
Like, and
sounds like he's making it into, again, a bit.
Right. And I don't think there's times for bits and there's times for no bits. I wrote down a few scenarios and I think we should act them out.
Let's do it.
So this is how would you talk about your baggage?
Okay.
So you and I are on a date.
Yes.
And all you got to do is ask me.
Okay.
Well, what was your last relationship like?
Okay. What was your last relationship like? Really setting me up for success
always
here.
An actress. Okay. I was dating someone and I came home and she told me she had been seeing someone else and she was cheating on me.
Oh, wow.
And,
did you have any idea?
I had no idea. And the more we talked about it, the more I just realized like we're two different people. And, at first I was like angry. Like you feel like
Of course.
yeah, you lived in this different world where it's like, how did I not know? You don't even trust your sense of reality. It's like living in the Truman Show. And then I went and like hung out with my friends and family, and I had to get like my bearings straight before I could like start dating again. But now, I've gotten over it, and it hurts to look back on, and the experience has kind of made me who I am today. So
Great. I mean, give me the bad version of the same scenario.
this fucking bitch went and fucked some dude because she's a stupid whore. That would be the bad.
Yeah, that would.
Right?
I mean, that would be almost like a super extreme version
Right.
of that. What's
Let's
more
go
realistic? What's a more realistic? Yeah.
Yeah, my last girlfriend, we were together for 2 years, and then I found out for like the last year she was cheating on me, and
She's like, I found out she's like a total psycho.
she's a psychopath, and some people are just like don't deserve love, and she's probably one of those people. It's affected me. I haven't really been able to be with.
All right, now do
It's
the
affected me. I haven't been able to like get an erection.
All right, let's do the bad and good version of this situation.
Okay. Well, I have a few more scenarios. Okay.
All right. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry to cut you off. Okay. So what was your last relationship?
So my wife and I, we were together for 10 years, and we were going to have kids, but we really wanted to like enjoy our marriage. We loved to dance, and we were in a salsa dancing competition, and due to my footwork, she fell over and died.
Sorry.
And I'll never.
Did you make any memorabilia merchandise about the situation?
That's why I wore this hat. Is that my wife? That you can buy at Betches. All right, I'll do our scenario that we're in here.
All right.
Okay.
So what was your last like relationship that you were in?
I was actually married. I was divorced about a year ago. I married a woman. She was a little younger than me. We kind of like just ran into it. I didn't really think of, how a marriage can kind of like affect the relationship. I think we should have dated for longer than we did. And then when we got into the marriage, we didn't have much. And it was not amicable because what breakup is, what divorce is. But, it was pretty quick because it was only 6 months in. And, I don't regret it. I just would have done it differently. And I've been dating now the last year, and it's been fun to be back out there, but like I've learned a lot from having been married just for 6 months.
I think that sounds
Right?
appropriate. Yeah.
That seems right.
Yeah. What's the bad version?
So this 22-year-old chick and I got married drunk in Vegas, and she was hot. So like I was like, why not? Like I always wanted to like marry a hot chick, and
And she was so young.
she was so young. She was so stupid. Like 4 months in, she like didn't even know, cest, like c'est la vie. She read it c'est la vie, like a fucking dummy. And I was like, I'm leaving her.
Right.
Her and her.
Now I got my starter.
And then she's like my starter wife. So I got my starter wife out of the way. I figured, we're all going to get divorced once or twice anyways, right? Yeah. Like, so.
There you go.
Now I'm here.
Yeah, I think that's how he's doing it.
Right. I think so too. So, end scene.
End scene.
So let's play some games.
Let's do it.
UUP@Betches.com. Send in your red flag or deal breakers. I, female, had been hanging out with this guy several days a week the summer after graduating college. We were hanging out one night when he took out his phone to send me some snaps. Somehow a conversation about the app's My Eyes Only feature came up. He explained to me that he and his guy friends will take Snapchat pictures of their shits when they use the bathroom and send them to each other. He saves every picture of his own poop that he sends to his friends to his My Eyes Only folder. I'm trying to look at this from a guy's perspective. Perhaps it's not weird for guys to show each other their poop like it's their proudest work, but still, why would you save the photo? And on top of that, isn't it weird he would share this information with me? At the time, it was just a red flag for me, but our fling eventually fizzled out. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts. Sincerely, Considerate Dung. Great
sign off. Yeah.
What do you think?
I feel like a lot of men are preoccupied with their shit.
It's the size.
Is that
the girth. Look what I made.
I've never discussed this with any other women that I've spoken to.
Let me admit something.
Is this a thing that you do?
Well, for a minute on the J Train podcast in the beginning stages, Snapchat started like popping off, and I was trying to encourage like getting a following there.
Okay.
So I'd have people send me their shits or tits.
Oh, wow.
And it's because the listenership was all male. I got sent like 0 tits and probably like 1,000 shits.
So backfired on you.
It really backfired to the point where like there's people out there listening right now who have been listening to whatever we've been doing for whatever amount of years. They'll say to me like, I was there for the shits and tits time. You know, like me, right?
Tits.
You remember?
Yes.
And it's a warm memory. It's a nice memory. It's like
How old were you when you started the segment?
27.
Okay.
28.
That checks to me.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
would you start that segment now?
No.
Right.
This is the point. None of this was surprising to me.
Yeah.
She said this is the summer after graduating college. So she's dealing with a 22-year-old guy. There is a little,
Yes.
This is the year you do that. And why would he tell you? Because he hasn't failed with that yet.
Right. It hasn't negatively affected his dating situation yet.
Right.
I agree. I think to me, it's a sign he might not be ready to move in together anytime soon.
As he shouldn't be. He's 22.
Yes. This is
bought
the
a magnet.
theme of this. Yeah. I would say, like, again, not a deal breaker, unbecoming to tell you about. I think you could say, like, I don't need to hear about that.
It is. Why would he? Right. I
Just
don't
be
think
your special thing with your friends.
bombing is informative.
Yeah.
So this hasn't bombed for him yet. He's only said it amongst his friends. He thought, oh, bring it out to the real world, to this chick I'm trying to fuck.
Maybe I could turn it into a career.
Right. Maybe. I remember one time someone sent me their shit and it was a perfect J.
Wow.
And I put a train emoji next to it and I posted it. It might still be on my Instagram. I don't even know.
Okay.
And it lost me like 1,000 followers, like right away. Like it was like, and I was like,
okay, there is justice in the world.
Right.
Good.
Like
Okay,
it was
yes,
like good to
yes,
know.
yes.
This is an inside
It wasn't
thing.
working for you anymore.
Right.
Yes.
It's over. So I think that's the problem with jokes. They have to fail to learn.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, I give empathy to anyone who takes a shot. This guy took a shot. Didn't work out. I don't think it's a deal breaker as far as the age is concerned. Like if this guy was 45, they met on Hinge, the first date, he's like, yeah, me and my friends, we send each other our shits all day. Different story.
Yeah.
The saving factor, why does he save it? Guys like to have ammo. You want to be able to like...
I mean, it's a stupid thing that he does with his friends. They're not hurting anyone. It's disgusting. Again, I wouldn't think of him as like super ready for a long-term commitment. Maybe I would flag that, but you're 22.
Right.
Maybe that doesn't bother you. I would be like, this tracks for how old we are. Last year we were going to frat parties.
Not as shocked as she is. So this is a red flag, but not a deal breaker for like him as a human being.
Yes,
like,
given his context.
Right.
Yes.
Let's do another.
What if you found out a woman had this with her friends?
Totally erect. I'd be
You're
so
into
hard.
it.
Yeah.
You're into it. Would you want to be added in?
I want in. I want to know how it happened.
You
I
want
want to
in.
know where
Okay.
they all know each other from.
What
I
if
want to
she
know the
just-
friends who are involved. I want to see it a little bit.
What if unsolicited, she starts sending hers to you via text?
Okay. Once I would be like, what is this? A million times I'm like, I don't know. Well, this is like this red flag deal breaker made me think like, what do you guys want with us, you women? Because here's a would you rather. You meet a guy who has a large group of friends. They're all interconnected. They have histories. They love each other. They're like supportive. They laugh. They tell stories. They got beautiful lives. And they send each other the shits.
Yeah, that's why I think fine.
Or a guy with no friends at all.
I'd take the shitting guy 100%.
Right. So this is the point.
Mm-hmm.
This is the point of these shit pictures and like, this idea that like, oh, these men are such idiots.
You didn't
It's like,
answer the question,
what
though.
would you want?
Are you?
I told you I would think it's hot.
Okay,
If
she
a
does it
woman
all
said-
the time.
All the time. There would be a point where I go, I don't know. It's a
Joke's
joke
over?
that would start funny,
Okay,
then get not
but
funny.
you would be into it the first time.
I'd be curious.
Okay, not necessarily into it.
Not into it as much as like, I gotta know more.
Okay,
How big's the dump?
it would have to be like worthy.
If right, it can't just be some sort of pellets.
She's like, I was there for shits and tits.
I'm sure I did get one from women.
She's trying to show you, she's
over
an
the
OG
course of the
fan.
years. Yeah.
All right, let's
Go
do another
for
one.
it.
Okay. J&J, I'm obsessed with the pod and all things Betches and J-Train. I'm a subscriber of Benefits, Oversharing, and Coffee with J-Train. Wow. The trifecta.
I can't thank them enough.
Yes.
This is like
seriously
unbelievable. Thank you.
I have a red flag or deal breaker that I would love your take on. I have a friend, female, 40, who is single. I recently found out that she asks every guy she goes on a first date with, "Are you going to murder me?" When she first shared this, I laughed and then clarified, "You seriously ask every guy on every date this question?" She said, "Yeah. I figure if I ask, then they won't murder me." I said, "I don't think it works like that," and then asked if it's meant to be a fun and flirty date question. She said it has led to some funny conversations about bad and awkward first dates. She also said she sometimes brings it up on a second time, like if they're walking from one bar to another, she will then say, "Is this where you're going to murder me?" So red flag or deal breaker, she asks if you're going to murder her on a first date.
I think her...
Has anyone ever asked you if you're going to murder them?
Yeah, that joke has been made.
Yeah.
You meet someone on a dating app.
Common joke.
I think her like saying it's not a joke, like it's is like...
If someone I didn't know asked me to come over as a first date, I would say it's a little murdery for me. I'd probably make that joke too.
The joke is good.
Sure.
Like it's playful. It's kind of like flirty. You meet on a dating app. You don't know anyone in common. Oh, this is like how women get murdered. Like I do understand it. I think if it's done beyond the first date, it's enough already.
Yeah.
So I think this is like good for the first date. Beyond that, it's over. That's
true with like, I think almost like any joke that you could make with like sort of serious, but like not serious undertones. Like if you were going to say like, or if a guy went out with a woman and he was like, "So you're going to like take all my money and like scam me out of everything?" And he made that joke once in the appropriate time. I think that was like funny. If he made that joke again, I'd be like, this is like some sort of weird fear of yours.
Right. This is on your mind.
Right. Yeah.
Right. This is on your mind in a way that you don't trust me. So that same for the, are you going to murder me on the second day is like, when's the murder going to happen? It's like, I thought I was really nice to you. I paid for the first date. Like, why do you keep accusing me of murdering?
Isn't that what a murderer would do, though?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Gaslight her into thinking that she's safe. Yeah, why would you accuse me of such a thing? Well, that was the whole thing with Dave on Love is Blind. Like, for anyone that didn't watch, this guy Dave, his opening line is like, "Hey, so you're on Love is Blind. What's wrong with you?" Like, that joke
has been made, yeah.
It's been made. It's also like, it got a lot of shit. Like, there were people that were like, because he was such a douchebag well into the show, people got the opportunity to say that was wrong. I didn't think it was so wrong. I think it worked for some and wouldn't work for others. And it made sense in the context of what they were doing to make the joke. But the more you did it, the more you saw it with like every woman. You're like, do you really think this?
Agreed. Yeah.
Like if he had done it with one woman in the course of their conversation, she's like, "I don't know what brought me here." He's like, "So what's wrong with you?" It would make more sense than him going, "So what's wrong with you?" to like 8 different women in a row.
And if he brought it up like again.
Right.
If he brought it up like out of the pods or on, towards the end of the situation.
I was thinking I was like, I don't know if a guy could do the other version. Like, are you going to steal my money? Like, I guess it wouldn't go as well as the "are you going to murder me?"
Well, one is more likely, I guess. So it feels more real. I'm trying to think of an equivalent of the other way.
I wrote like, it wouldn't work the other way. So you're going to marry me and have a kid with me, and then the moment you realize I can't provide in the way you imagined, are you going to hold that against me and make me live in this sexless marriage until the kids go to college?
Yeah, I would think that was a real fear of yours.
Are we going to have dinner with our friends? You're going to emasculate me in front of them because I can't make you come and I can't afford the addition on our new home? That'd be a lot.
That'd be a lot. But the murder thing, I don't think is that much.
No, the murder's it's appropriate for the first date. Let's do one more.
Okay.
J&J. I recently went on a first date with a guy and walked away with pretty mixed feelings. I think he's attractive. He's established in his career. We definitely have chemistry. Our first date consisted of drinks and charcuterie at 2 nice bars. By the end of the date, we were making out and holding hands. The thing is, when we were leaving the second bar, he said, "I can call an Uber to your place and go home from there." I knew at the moment that he was probably hoping to come up to my apartment, but since he didn't explicitly say that, I assumed that he would just be dropping me off and putting the ball in my court to invite him up if I wanted to. Once we got to my place, though, he got out with me and started following me into the lobby of my apartment. I then had to tell him, "Thank you for the ride, but I'm not inviting you up tonight." Sometimes a girl likes a good makeout sesh, and she likes to leave it at that. She could have said, "Are you going to murder me?" Right.
Yes.
That would have been the appropriate time for this. This whole interaction felt really strange. I didn't love that he assumed he would be invited into my home. I get that they were vibing and the energy probably seemed like it was pointing in that direction, but usually I would expect the guy to invite me to his place if that's what he wanted, or he can wait for me to explicitly invite him up on my own accord. To give him the benefit of the doubt, she's already given him
too much benefit of the doubt.
Too much benefit of the doubt. Let me just
That's good to know.
I just think I would never do something like this. I'm just saying right now.
Get out of the cab and just assume you're going
follow
out.
you into your lobby. Like
Right.
I just none of this. She is giving, and
especially on a first date.
I'm not trying to make myself sound like a hero. I would hope most guys would be like, this just isn't how it's done.
Yeah.
I just think
it's way too aggressive.
He's crossed the line. To give him the benefit of the doubt, there is a cultural difference between us. I don't think so. And he is a bit of a shy guy. No, he's not shy. He followed me into my lobby.
If you're shy, it would take you weeks to try to do that move.
Right.
If no one said anything.
Shy guy doesn't go, "So I'll bring you home and I'll
just
be coming up to your apartment."
Just assume I can get. That's not what a shy guy does. Yeah.
So I get that he might have just felt too embarrassed to ask outright. No, he also
weird.
asked me to brunch for our next date, which does make me feel a bit better about his intentions. So red flag or deal breaker, he gives you a cab ride home and follows you into your building. It's deal breaker. So red flag or deal breaker, he gives you a cab ride home, follows you into your building, says, "Hey, you're coming in with me." No, she makes it sound so bad and assumes he's being invited up to your apartment. What do you think?
I mean, here's the thing. I do think it is and should be a deal breaker. I think many guys, more than you think. I know you don't do this. I think many guys do this.
Yeah, it's
especially if you're like drinking and made out, like they might just do the assume close.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
This is how you sell life insurance. Mm-hmm. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Like a lot of, maybe especially more when I was like younger, the younger I was,
right.
like this is a thing I think that guys would just assume. Again, it's not like they wouldn't leave if you said you're not coming up, but I think a lot of them would be like, "Oh, we had a great first date. We're making out the whole time. Like, I'm going to just assume that we're going back together."
Right. The languaging here's my issue with her email, and I'm just giving her feedback as far as like why the benefit of the doubt she's giving is too much. The languaging that he is using is very specific. Like, it's a choice he's made. This didn't happen by accident. So the idea that like, oh, now he's going to brunch with me, so things are going in a better direction. No. This is a guy who's fully aware. He was fully aware enough to go, "So we'll be going back to your place and I'll be coming up."
Right.
And then he's all of a sudden, I would think that guy is the same guy who would realize it didn't make you feel comfortable. So he's going to like back off to try again with this like brunch scheme.
You think he would try again, or you think he's kind of like, okay, now I know that that's not going to work on her?
That didn't
almost
work
like
so
seeing what he can get away with.
Right.
Yeah.
That to me, like, oh, I guess I got to do brunch to fuck. That's kind of what he's doing.
That's
like,
what I'm hearing. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think he's doing brunch to show you that he's like ready for marriage or ready for a long-term relationship. Like, she's taking it as, he's looking for serious because he wants to do brunch in the daytime. No, I think this guy is
taken it to it.
Right. Yeah. No, I don't buy that at all.
Well, that's why you're here, right? To tell us that that's not what's happening.
Listen, I would hope I've never done something like this. I just, all this tastes bad to me. Mm-hmm. And the brunch thing is not a show. Just because I think you have to like combine everything into one. Like, he was aware enough to make this move that is like a real pushy move.
Yeah.
So he's just all of a sudden this different person who wants to go to brunch. I just don't
it's not
buy
even
that.
like I mean, it'd be one thing if he like asked in the cab.
If he said, I would love to come up with you.
Yeah.
That was such a hot makeout. That is totally different than
just getting out. Yeah.
Following you in.
Right.
I don't know. Yeah. Deal breaker for me.
Same. At this age, especially. Now that I know better.
What country, what culture is just following people into their homes? Like, I don't know. They just like, I don't know.
That's how they do it in Portugal.
Right, I don't even want to accuse a country.
Yeah, sorry.
So we did it. We solved dating again.
We did it. We'll be back on Friday.
Boom.